I know Jesus is forgiving, but Shae has defiled this house of God. He brings Annabelle, which every time I hear the name, I think Annabelle doll, the one that went on tour, killed her owner, killed a bunch of other people, Matt Rife bought her, just this evil, creepy doll. Brings Annabelle into this church to spend the night because this is not a church, that's a hotel, which invokes Sarah McLachlan. You live in a church where you sleep with voodoo dolls. Yeah, voodoo dolls. Building a mystery, which also, could we build a little bit more of a mystery? Please? I do not need to see Annabelle doll scrubbing Shae's ass. That is the most unholy of all of it.
Lauren, it is holy. It's an asshole for a reason.
Even when she wipes his face with the towel right afterwards. No, Mido Fiancé, season 12, episode 2. I guess we're just trusting the process. Let's watch.
Remote reality, yeah, that's the key. Unlocking stories wild and free. With the host, side by side. Channel surfers, let's ride.
Hey, channel surfers. Welcome to Remote Reality. I'm Lauren, your friend and attorney host who loves to overanalyze everything, including our favorite reality TV shows.
And I'm Dee, her paralegal and smartass co-host.
And if you're new here, well, welcome. Come join us, the channel surfers. We love 90 Day Fiancé, Sister Wives, all the 90 Day Fiancés, really. Although the single life, we decided not to cover that. We watched the first episode and thought, we have better things to do with our lives, like actual legal work.
Yeah, it was our busy season.
But we are covering Southern Hospitality on Fridays. I live in Charleston area, so this is like backyard. And then 90 Day Fiancé on Mondays. Tuesdays, we will start covering 90 Day The Last Resort. So all kinds of excited for the things coming up and excited for summer. My son's last week of school.
Oh gosh.
Come on.
It's
You're
always
excited
fun
for
having
summer too.
I know. It's always fun having the kids home for summer.
Yeah, fun. So much fun.
We just love them.
So let's kick off this episode the way 90 Day did with Annabelle doll and Shae. You know, Annabelle doll does not like dog hair unless she needs like 3 hairs of it for whatever curse she's about to put on Shae.
They are the cutest puppies, though. They're like German shepherds.
They're so cute. Shae has these 2 dogs, and he says that Annabelle says she's allergic to dog hair, but it's not true. She just doesn't like dogs. She likes a clean house. There's hair everywhere.
See,
There's a reason that there's a movie called Must Love Dogs. If she doesn't like dogs,
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I love my dogs. So if somebody came in and it was like me or the dogs, I'm sorry, bye. See you later.
So his idea of cleaning is a Roomba, dusting every once in a while. We see him dusting. He's just dusting those deer antlers.
Good old Kentucky.
So I'm feeling these mixed matched vibes as we start driving to the airport to get Annabelle.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I was feeling those mismatched vibes last episode because of his idea of fun. So,
well, it's the same idea as Catie's idea of fun, but when she's making out with other people, I don't know that he's being super honest and disclosing it like Catie is.
Yeah. I have a feeling that he's going to have a conversation with Annabelle. I don't think she knows as much as Josh.
It's going to wait until she's made a big change and everything in her life has already flipped upside down, but then you drop this on her. At least we don't know. We don't know what the edit is like. I'm still hoping that going from the butt to the face was just the edit. Anyway, we're talking about cheating. And Shae and himself talking about cheating, which he doesn't consider cheating, but his ex-wife dies, so he needs to lay this out there. I wonder what he considers cheating.
It would be interesting because what he's describing as fun to me is cheating. So just having fun is cheating.
What if Annabelle did it?
True. Good point.
So it looks like he's driving to St. Louis. I guess Paducah, Kentucky is probably on the west side.
It must be.
Because you see the arch. I've been in that arch before. My best friend lived in misery for a while. And we went up to the top and we're looking out and the whole thing starts moving. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the security guard goes, oh my gosh, making fun of me. It's scary. I didn't know that thing swayed.
Yeah, I've been there once. I flew in there to go to Kansas for a work-related meeting years ago.
So you did not go in the arch?
No, I did not. I just saw. That's it.
I don't know if I'd do it again. The only arches I want to walk into are McDonald's. Anyway, so Shae and Anabell, they see each other at the airport. They actually look really happy and cute together.
She's like
So-
happy crying to see him.
Those mixed matched vibes, I was like, wait, they have a really good chemistry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes opposites attract. There's a whole song about it.
Paula Abdul,
Yeah.
I had that album. It ain't fiction, just a natural fact.
Mm-hmm.
Shay's put on a little bit of weight. Do you think Anabell is like, what the heck is going on? He doesn't drink that much.
I don't know. She's going to put his ass walking though. She's
And
not happy with
Zumba.
the weight. Yeah, she's not happy with the weight gain.
She's going to do one of those spells where it makes him dance.
Mm-hmm.
He can't stop.
He's going to have pins and needles in him all over that place. The little voodoo doll.
Well, right from the beginning, Shae is just so excited about this scrub, and Anabell is excited about that dick. She
gonna put it to work.
grabs his crotch
Mhm.
and is like, I'm going to use this later. I was eating a burrito when I don't want to see anybody grabbing anybody's crotch.
Mm-mm. No, I did a lot of during the show today when I watched it.
Especially when you have to scrub his eggs. Like, does your hand smell when you remove it? I don't know what's going on down there. Because she says his penis smells later.
She's obsessed with his nether regions. Everything. Penis balls, asshole.
all of it. Toes.
She's yeah, oh yeah, yes. Ugh.
I mean, okay, I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum.
I am. Ugh. I'll say it.
But unless I'm Catie drunk, I'm not big in PTA anyway.
No, me either.
Because I'm Catie level drunk. Speaking of Catie and Josh are coming back from their airport trip. Is Josh he's like holding this pink lollipop the whole time.
I thought it was one of those pop cakes because it looks like the pop cakes because it's a little bit bigger than a lollipop, I think. I don't know. I thought it was
looks like a kid with this big old lollipop.
Yeah.
Might be a cake pop. I don't know. Catie is munching on some Cheetos. Again, I feel like a Catie. And Josh tells her the Cheetos smell.
Mm-hmm.
They smell delicious.
I'm
I'm sure they smell better than your
hot.
hot breath, Josh.
As she tells him. It was so like
mean.
it was like a flashback to 90 Day the Other Way with Gretchen and Matthew when Matthew met Gretchen and told her that she smelled. And here's Catie telling Josh the
Her
same.
name wasn't
basic-
Gretchen.
Greta, sorry. Yes. Was telling anyway. It was very reminiscent when she was sitting there
It
telling.
wasn't very nice.
We didn't think it was nice when Matthew did it to Greta either.
Now, Matthew, the way he's talking about the fact that there's a hotel in ITMs, it almost feels like he didn't even quite expect it. He thought he might be living in a car.
I think that she might be a little unpredictable for him, and he was describing her as a Tasmanian devil, the little Tasmanian devil. And I was like, I can so relate to that. I can see that with her. I bet she is just a whirlwind every room that she walks in.
He's gotten her in doses so far. I guess we're going to have to see what happens when
He has
you
a
lock
full
the
bottle.
Tasmanian devil in a bedroom with you. I don't even want to see them making out at the beginning. And Josh looks uncomfortable. He's kind of like, okay.
Yeah. A lot of Pete.
I also really like that Catie tried to decorate the room and then kind of gave up. This also, like, I have a lot of energy in it and it never turns out the way I hoped. I thought it looked great.
I did too, but I get it. She kind of did the same thing when she was singing the song. She got to a certain point and like she just wanted to just get over it. So she like fast forward with singing. And I felt the same way with the decorating. Like she probably just got to a point and then she just fast forward till she was satisfied enough was done for her to be done.
With the singing, I just thought she was a bad singer. I'm one to talk. No one when I see one. It's me. Also, the whole she can be super blunt, but then super sweet. I feel like that's a Lauren
Yes.
personality trait. Although I think I have more of a filter than Catie. Me talking about having a filter.
Yeah.
Filter. The cheating comes up. What do you think of this whole Catie needs to feel wanted and Josh isn't real thrilled about having an open relationship?
Right. I think when I was listening to her, actually, I felt a little sad for her that she feels like the only way she is loved is through kissing and making out and sex and things like that. That's sad. But it also could probably be a red flag for him because that's a lot.
And he says, we need to kind of be on the same page about this. Can you commit to just making out with me?
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to ITMs. I think it's Catie. She's saying, I need to feel wanted. I feel wanted when I'm with these other guys. He's saying, well, I need to feel, I guess, like secure. And then she's like, well, at least they want me.
Well, that goes back to what I was saying with the red flag. If that's her interpretation of being loved and wanted, that's not very good because she should feel that way without having to have sex or making out with somebody.
Well, no, she might feel that way, but that's not how Josh feels. You know, poly family.
Right.
They felt differently. There's a new like poly show coming out. People feel differently, but Josh doesn't seem to feel that way. And he's like, I know she has a good heart. And I feel like she's blaming this on her OCD, and maybe that's the case. But I'm not getting the feeling, at least from the edit, that she's wanting to stop this. It's like her OCD is an excuse, and it's not like she doesn't like herself that she does it. It's just matter of fact that she does it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's something aside from the OCD, and the OCD is getting blamed for it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
Well, I'm not either. We're just here to have our opinions.
It's not a medical opinion. It could be
Right.
a thing, but it also seems to be a thing that she enjoys and doesn't want to quit. Like my ADHD, if I don't take my medication, I'm even more random than I am now. But there are times that I need that not to be the case. And I see my doctor. I get help for that. I get medication for that. And maybe there's not a way to fix it. But like I realize that it can create issues in my life, like with driving. I'm not sitting there like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to keep driving around and getting in accidents unmedicated.
You have had a lot of accidents.
Not recently. My
No, not
driving
recently,
record's been
but
clean
before.
for 15 plus years. Yeah.
But before, I remember you telling me the amount of accidents you had before.
I had enough before I was diagnosed at 23 to like get me through a lifetime. You see what I'm saying though?
Yeah, I see.
Debbie and Mido, like Midas touch.
Is it Mido or Mido? I can't.
Mido. Midas is Midas. So I just think about, turning everything to gold.
Maybe he does have the Midas touch then.
Apparently he is a golden actor in Egypt. Debbie is 55. She is from New Orleans and she's an insurance agent. She's talking to people about raising their bodily injury policy. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, in South Carolina's limit is like 25,000 is the minimum you need. That won't even cover walking into a hospital nowadays. Our legislature needs to reach it. Anyway, sorry, getting all lawyer boring over here. Probably sound like an insurance agent. And she met Mido. He is 41. He's from Egypt. He's an actor. He has over 100,000 followers. What do you think?
I think I'm kind of on the same page as the daughter. She's not really sure if he's coming here to follow his dream of acting or having a relationship with her mom, which she thinks should be his priority. But he's already talking to Debbie about potentially moving.
Well, Debbie doesn't seem very sure why he's coming either, because she goes, what if he comes here and realizes America's not the land of opportunity and wants to leave? Acknowledging that his priority coming here isn't you. It's because he thinks America's the land of opportunity. Like, she knows this.
It's Well, the way that she's saying it's like she knows it, but she doesn't. Does that make sense? It's kind of like she's saying it, but I think
Later on, she talks about red flags. We'll talk about it later on. She's just taking those red flags and making a big bouquet of roses is what she's doing.
yeah, I was gonna say
Or she's okay with it.
maybe she's just looking at it as the opportunity. Let's see if this ship sinks or swims.
She's just looking like, I'm going to get it in with,
She'll
I'm
have
going to take his virginity.
have some
This
good
hot
sex for a few
Egyptian
while.
actor. So it was weird though. She was talking to her daughter. So he's from Egypt. He's an actor. She's talking to her daughter, Debbie is, and she's like crying and saying, I want you guys to be proud of me. I felt like she was guilt tripping the daughter into supporting her.
Like a manipulation.
That's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
You thought the same thing?
Yeah, I think there's just red flags all over this relationship. You know,
The daughter and the mom.
No, the boyfriend and the mom. I think the
But
mom.
what did you think of her like crying to her daughter that she just wants them to be proud of her? And it was almost like, I want you guys to
worked.
support me.
It worked because the daughter was like, "We are proud of you." You could tell the daughter felt her mom's emotion.
I would have been like, well, Mom, I hope it works out well for you.
Yeah, yeah. I and then she did say in the end, she's just like, as long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Debbie doesn't seem like completely happy here though, because apparently there's been this big thing where Mido on
Mhm,
social media is posting pictures with women. And he's like, this is my professional thing. I don't post relationships,
mhm,
but he's posting pictures with other actresses.
mhm. Much younger, like more closer to his age or younger as well. I mean, and they're gorgeous women too.
It makes
And
sense though. Some
that
people like to keep their personal life private, so she's not drug into the media, so she's not attacked by
Yeah.
all of his fans, and that's publicity. We see actors and actresses that are in films together
Mhm.
having pictures of the two of them while filming or at an award show. So to me, it's not that she's like expecting that to change.
Well, my guess is she might be feeling maybe a little bit like he's embarrassed of her or maybe doesn't want to be seen with her. I mean, he could certainly post, on a more personal account pictures with her that maybe don't have 100,000 people following.
I don't even think my husband put that he was in a relationship with me. I think he went from single to married on Facebook. Not
Mhm.
everybody lives out there. And he's probably not even making the post. Presumably he might have a publicist doing that. I think she's making a big deal out of nothing. Now, I do have to say, when I first was watching this and we're looking at the headshots and Debbie's daughter is like, these don't look professional. Debbie is saying, Mido has 100,000 followers, but he won't show me clips of what he does. He says I wouldn't understand them, and he can explain it to me when I get there. The first time I was like, what is he doing that she's not going to understand? The second time I watched it, I was like, oh, it's because he's not speaking English.
Mhm.
But with the first one, I'm sitting here, got this theory. I'm like, it's gay porn. He said gay porn. He says he's
See-
never been with a woman.
See, I just thought porn, period.
Well,
But
then
then I was
later
like,
he
he
says he's a
doesn't.
virgin. He's never been with a woman. And
Oh,
like,
I
maybe
see. I
it's his
haven't seen.
loophole, the poor loophole. I don't know.
Is there any
I-
way to disprove he's never been with a woman?
Well, that's his faith. So
Uh-huh.
then when she was talking about how he's Muslim and that's his faith, I was like, okay, that's probably true. And I did. I went to the Googles. I saw like 3 films it says that he's in, and
Mhm.
I can't see any clips for it, but
That makes me think they might be
they're
porn.
written. I can't
No,
even
I'm
read
just kidding.
what they're written in. No, one was like maybe a war movie.
Yeah, it was something about somebody martyring, he played the part of a martyr.
And now Debbie's going to play the part of a martyr.
Mhm. I have
career.
a feeling, yeah, I have a feeling that that's exactly what's gonna happen.
I don't know. The age
I'm not
difference
getting-
is about the same as me and you. It's actually a little bit closer.
Yeah, I'm just not getting good vibes with it. Something just feels off to me. Like everybody else seems to be like some kind of genuine involvement, and I'm just not feeling it with these two. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's the way that she is almost acknowledging that he's not there for her.
Well, I guess as long as she's okay with it, so be it.
What she's convincing herself she's okay with while they're not living in the same country and what she'll actually be okay with, I think can be two very different things. I think we see that a lot. People have these images of what they think life will be like, and that's part of what they have to adjust to when they
Right.
come together is what the reality is. All the
Yeah.
couples deal with that.
Yeah. And, I've never really followed 90 Days. So this is my first time through with just the regular 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, we've done Hunt for Love and The Other Way, but this is basically The Other Way.
That's what I was
By
getting ready
America.
to say.
It's the other way,
Right. That's what I was getting ready to say. If it's anything like The Other Way, we saw complete changes in some of these relationships once they actually were together and spending time together.
Although you did do a few immigration CLEs with me. Marissa and Edward. So Marissa, she works in New York City. She lives in Pennsylvania. I thought her neighborhood was gorgeous.
It was so quaint too, like so quiet. It
Those
was
yards
beautiful.
are huge. Those houses are huge. I mean, I'm just thinking down here what that would cost. It's got to be even more
Yeah.
insane.
We have these cookie cutters side by side down here.
Well, we have big houses too, but
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of
what
the
that would
neighborhoods.
cost.
Oh, yeah. Especially being in Pennsylvania.
Right. So Marissa, she has her two sons, Derek and Cole. They're 11 and 8. And this is the first time that she's ever letting them meet one of the guys she dates. I wonder if she means like right now while he's come to the U.S. I don't think she's taken them to Egypt.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And
So they haven't even met him.
and I'm assuming he's going to be living there with her and the kids.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh,
You might like try to, if you're able to, figure out a way to transition that. Maybe have the kids stay with their dad because it's like a 50-50 custody.
I think
And
it's
get
a
to
lot to
know
dump.
him.
I think it's a lot to dump on some kids.
It is, but on the other hand, she says to her kids, if you're not happy, then it won't work out. And that's my number one
Exactly.
priority. But at what point
Mm-hmm.
do you let your kids run your life?
True. But then on the other hand, I was thinking about she was asking them if they were excited about him coming. And the youngest one was like, yes. And she's like, well, what are you most excited about? The puppy you told us that you would get us. So I feel like there was
dog.
like some
The
bribing.
dogs.
Yeah, there was some bribing going on, maybe. They're more
yeah.
excited about the dog than meeting Edward.
Would you feel different about the situation if instead of being divorced, she was widowed?
No, I don't think so. I still think that if the kids have never met him,
No,
mean, we're-
no. I mean about like, if you're not happy, I'm not doing it.
if my kids were the age hers are, yeah, probably. If they were older like mine are now, it's like, okay, I hear you. That's it. It's not going to affect my decision, but I would not want to do anything.
I don't know. My decisions aren't based on my kids' happiness. Like, you're not happy going to bed at night. That doesn't mean I'm not going to make you go to bed. And at some point, you've got to live your life too. You don't put your kids in a dangerous situation.
Well,
I'm not saying that at all. But if it's like, oh, it's always been just about me, and mom's not allowed to have a social life. Mom's not allowed to like leave the house and go to a barbecue and leave me with a babysitter. I mean, you gotta have your own life because your kids are gonna leave when you're 18.
Well, I'm not
And
saying
shoot, I'm 42 with a 5-year-old. So what? I would have to wait till I'm 60 to start my life,
That's
or to
not-
like.
No, I'm not talking about my kids running my life in that kind of aspect. But when
She's saying, like, if you guys aren't happy, this isn't going to work, she's given the kids the power to just be like, okay, I'm not happy. Send your boyfriend home.
okay, did she tell the kids that or did she say that in ITMs? Because I couldn't
She
remember.
said that to the kids.
Oh, well, I wouldn't give them that kind of power. I mean, it might be something in my head that I'm keeping, okay, if this doesn't work with the kids, then it's just not going to work. But I
I mean, I have a friend
definitely
that's
wouldn't.
been widowed, for 8 years, and it's like we've had to convince her it's okay to date. It
Mhm.
is okay to
Mhm.
have somebody in your life, somebody good in your life.
But is she not doing it because her child doesn't like the people that she's dating it, or does she just not do it because she has a child?
No, that like she worries.
Mhm.
Like if her daughter doesn't want to do something, she won't do it. But
Okay.
I don't want to like go into her parenting or anything,
Right. No,
but
that was
I
I
don't
see what you're
see a
saying.
problem with it. Like I tell her all the time, it's not the 8-year-old's decision
That I agree. It's
because her
not
husband died like right after the kid was
right.
born.
It's
And it's
not
like, it's not her decision. Like you've got to have happiness too. And nothing she's done has like she dated a guy for 2 years, dating him like she's a nurse. He does construction. They go on dates during the day. Daughter didn't even know.
Mhm.
And then she introduced her and she gets this whole like guilt trip from her her husband's mom, like her deceased husband's mom about how she needs to put her first and everything. And I'm like, no, you're entitled to have some
She
happiness.
completely
And
put
this is
her
a super
first.
nice guy. He's like
Yeah.
friends with our friend's husband, has known
No.
him forever. So like
Right. No, that's not that sounds completely different than
so
this
when she sits
scenario.
there and says, if you're not happy, it won't work, it sounds like what I tell my friend not to do. It's like, don't toss away your happiness. Like, you've got to consider that too. Don't do anything that's harmful to
Right.
your daughter. Don't do anything that's dangerous for your
Right.
daughter. But, like, if you're not going to go to a cookout with your boyfriend because she doesn't want you to leave.
It's not what I am saying. I would go to the
So, when
cookout.
she said that to her kids, when Marissa said to Cole and Dylan,
Mhm.
if you're not happy, it won't work out. I was like,
Mhm.
pump the brakes. Mommy's
Right.
got to have a life too. It's not
Right.
selfish.
No,
Happy
I don't think
mom
that
means happy kid.
right. But in this particular scenario, I think that um these kids are like I said, I'm assuming that this guy is going to be living with them. That's just a lot to put on the
Right.
kids all at one time. We're not
I
talking about
agree.
dating somebody for 2 years that your kids are gradually getting to know or anything like that and then boom they're moving in.
But how
We're
do you do that? Because she's been dating him for like, what, 6 years?
Well, first of all, she
And
she needs to tell any other adults that are disagreeing with this that it's none of their damn business. That's the first thing that needs to be done because it's not any of their business.
well,
And
I'm
of
the
course,
one that's saying it. I know it's not my business, but I just talk about my opinions on the show. And my opinion is
no, I
don't
mean
let
the
your
ones
kids run your happiness.
no, I'm talking about the ones that are saying that she needs to do this, do that.
Who's saying that?
You said the in-laws were, the
You're talking
ex-in-laws.
about my friend, not Marissa. Oh my
Yes.
God. Channel Surfers is the Mondays to Mondays. Anyway, that
I'm
is how I
sorry.
feel about
I thought
Marissa.
I thought we went back to that because you said I'm the one that told her this. I'm sorry. No.
Right. And it would be hypocritical for me to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, like if your kids aren't happy. But I think you need to take their feelings into consideration. It needs to
Mhm.
be reasonable because kids are not reasonable.
Mm-mm.
They
But
have
they
their
are
moments.
resilient. They are a lot more resilient than people
They
give
have
them
their
credit
moments,
for.
but they
Yep,
are
that's
not
right. They
reasonable.
can be happy one minute and unhappy, the next minute. It changes on a daily basis, on
If
a
we were going to
minute
do if you're not
basis.
happy, then my kid would eat gummy bears for lunch every single day.
Yeah.
Only gummy bears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that's not even true. He doesn't really like candy. It would be corn dogs all day, every day.
Mine would have been SpaghettiOs. They loved SpaghettiOs. They would eat them for
It's
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
nasty. Nasty.
I love SpaghettiOs. I have a can in my cabinet right now.
You would. Probably think
They
they're holy
remind me of my
too.
mamaw. You were talking about different things that reminded you of your my mamaw always had SpaghettiOs for me, so at her house and ho-hos. So whenever I eat
My
either one of
mama
those
did stove cook the best spaghettios.
yep, whenever I get around either one of those things, it always reminds me of my mamaw, but
Are
that's
they called
okay.
ho-hos because they're cream filled?
That's the ding.
Going back to Catie and Josh, Catie got some last night or this morning. They were too
Yeah.
tired last night. She got some this morning. She's got a big smile on her face. Apparently, this smile's going to wear off very quickly because it sounds like this girl needs to go to Pound Town on the daily.
A lot. Maybe
And
multiple times a day.
was Josh saying that sex helps him relieve stress and like they've been together before and they're sleeping together a lot, but now that things have calmed down, he's not going to need that as much anymore?
No, I was thinking that she was questioning why they hadn't had as much, or maybe she thought she wasn't feeling a connection with him. I think if we remember from last episode, she was saying, I just don't know if it's there. And he was trying to explain that he had been really
Gotcha.
stressed because of the immigration stuff. And now that
Well, that
is
makes more
passed,
sense because I thought
yeah.
he was telling her, look, we don't
Mm-mm.
need to have as much sex now. I
No.
bet she is wearing him out. I bet it's raw.
Oh, yeah. He's probably got like,
Do you think she drags her teeth? She's like, and drags her teeth. I think she does some crazy stuff.
I don't know.
I
She
bet she nibbles
probably,
at his
she probably
eggs.
makes out with his penis just since she likes to make out so much. She's probably making out with it too. That's just gross.
I was
I
gonna
haven't
say
had any
after she
sleep.
jumps off.
I'm saying the stupidest shit because I haven't had any sleep last night.
You haven't made out with the penis in a while either.
No, I haven't.
Not that I know of.
The
So
fuck
they're
would I tell
walking.
you anyway?
This is
I'm sorry. You said not that you know of. I'm like I'm going to tell you I'm making out with penises, Lauren.
it's not that you're telling me that, but you're telling me what you're doing, and none of it is hanging out with penis. It's like I'm bed rotting and watching some show
Mhm.
on Netflix.
That's right. And I will
I
continue
got
to
drunk
bed
on
rot.
wine by myself this weekend.
Mhm.
So
It's me, myself, and I.
I went swimming. I went to the beach with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many reasons that you're not making out with penises while you're
That's
going to the
right.
beach with your sister.
That's right. I gotcha.
So,
On with the show.
where were we?
The Run Club. I think we were getting ready to talk about the Run Club.
Go ahead. Take it from here, D.
Well, she's going to have a surprise party for him, which he's very happy about. He thinks that's very sweet.
But she
And
wants to tell him because surprises aren't.
Yeah.
Let's not give him a heart attack and then have the American healthcare system and have to pay
Right.
all that. Let's not do that the first week here.
Yeah.
We'll have to go back to Britain to run from that debt. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, most of the people coming are from her Run Club. And she's made out with a lot of the guys from the Run Club.
What, like 9 of 12?
Yeah.
Okay, I said that I really liked, making out, getting drunk. I don't have nothing on this girl. Now, she does remind me of a friend of mine that like everybody dated. She like dated all her
Uh-huh.
brother's friends, including Rob, my husband, including my old roommate. So, and more power to her. You get that hoe phase, but maybe not while you are engaged and your fiance is thinking this is a monogamous relationship, because
Right.
not all these guys were pre-Josh or pre-meeting Josh or pre-being monogamous with Josh.
Yeah, I don't think I would be throwing a party with all of them there. That's for sure.
But-
like, I would not be
But
inviting the
she's
people
made
I
out with
made out.
everyone she knows,
I
D.
know.
So like
think-
how
well-
do you,
Does she not know nobody else or what?
if she knows them, she's making out with them.
Damn. I guess maybe just ask the female friends.
Maybe you just hang out with family, but I mean, that might not even be off the table. I don't know her life.
We don't know.
Guess we're going to find out. So we've got Ashia talking to her mom about how K1 visa was denied. And she's going to go talk to a lawyer. And her mom goes, do you think a lawyer can help? Oh, how is she supposed to know? You got to go talk to him first, right?
Right. But she said something to me and I was like, you're not listening to your own advice, because she's like angry that this is happening. She's got God on her side and she shouldn't have to be going through this. And I'm just thinking, okay, stop and listen. You just said God is on your side. So to me, this is a sign from God that maybe this isn't the right thing, not the other
Or
way
this
around.
is a trial. She has to
Right.
show him that she's going to do what he told her to do, which is get it on with Maxwell.
Yeah, well,
Make
I don't
beautiful
know.
babies.
I would look at it as a sign that maybe this is not the relationship I'm supposed to be in.
Well,
That's just me, though.
you should not question God, D.
I'm not. That would be my sign. That's what I'm
This
saying.
is ordained by God. So she's going to go talk to an attorney and she's going to meet up with Ron. Ron is her brother,
God brother,
whatever
that
it's
is. I've
like her
never heard of God.
bestie.
I've never heard of God brothers and God sisters
Well, I guess it would be
before.
your godparents' children.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
So Debbie says bye to Little Bit, her cute little dog. My aunt used to have a dog named Little Bit. It was a little Pomeranian.
I have family that their dog's name is Little Bit too.
I had a little man. I didn't name
Mhm.
him, but he was 7 when I adopted him, and I couldn't change his name, and he was just annoying as a little man would be.
He definitely had little man syndrome.
He definitely did. Little Bit is going to be living with Mido, who doesn't like dogs.
Mm-mm.
At least with his culture, dogs are dirty. He won't have the dog in the bed. And Debbie has to choose. She has to choose between the dog and Mido. So I guess Little Bit is going to be sleeping in a different room on the floor.
Mido. Sorry.
Mido, you'd be sleeping on the couch.
Mm-hmm. I'd just give him his own room.
So she goes to have lunch with Laura and Astra. Laura is living a life that I think would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm a slut. I give it up on the third date. That girl is getting it. She is having fun. Meanwhile, I'm a 42-year-old virgin,
Mm-hmm. Or,
born again.
gotcha.
How long do you have to go without sex before the hymen grows back?
I have no idea. Is that a thing? Wait a minute. I was saying I have no idea before you finished that sentence. I don't think that's possible, Lauren.
Well, we don't have to debate that in today's episode.
Let's not.
Mido is a 40-year-old virgin.
It
And
made me think of that movie.
with Steve Carroll. Her friends aren't quite believing it, but I don't know. I believe it.
I don't know what to think.
Now,
I think it
this
would
is
be
where it gets
very
kind
hard
of-
to know if they weren't.
This is where it gets kind of funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
Debbie is saying that she is a really good judge of character and she knows things. She can read people. And Mido was posting with this one particular actress and she could read it. She knew it wasn't just an innocent friendship. Well, if you're reading it so damn good, what the hell is he doing coming to the U.S.?
I don't know what. I think that it's exactly what you said. She's taken all of these red flags and she's tying them up in a nice, pretty little bow in her mind.
But
You
then
know, I
in her
get-
mind, she's going, if it's not right, it won't happen.
I'm like,
Hello.
I mean, I understand what she's saying. I am very sensitive to people's vibes. Like, I can read situations. I just get either a bad
So if you're
feeling
reading
or
that
whatever.
your man has something going on with some other lady in another country, are
Yeah,
you
I'm not
inviting
buying it.
them to move here?
No, I'm
Does
not
she
buying it.
really worry about this? Or is this the kind of, oh, I'm so worried. I need to pretend to be worried about it because I'm really insecure and I don't want to say I'm insecure. It's easier for me to just say that I know something's going on, but then doesn't like follow through with the end of that, which is okay, Debbie, you know something's going on, but then you're going to have Mido come to the U.S. anyway. But you could read that he's banging this broad.
Well, or something's off. I think that she's someone who, once he's in her sight, she feels like she'll feel better or.
What do you mean someone who? People aren't like that. If people are that insecure, being in your sights isn't going to make them feel better.
What do you mean
It's like-
people aren't like that? We watched it with the other way with what's her face and Jonathan. She had daggone cameras in every part of the house. She was sitting in a tree spying on him at work.
Like I said, it's not like that. When she's with him, she's still stalking him at work.
True.
It's not
Yeah.
going to go away. Exactly my point. Chloe and Jonathan, exactly my point.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
But she
I
don't want to be
misunderstood it.
Chloe, so she's going to say it's her instinct. But follow that logic through. Your instinct is his fingers smell like tuna fish from Egypt, and it's not your tuna fish, but you're still having him come. And what the hell with the tuna fish?
I didn't understand the tuna
Is he
fish
packing
conversation at all.
canned tuna?
Surely the fuck not. I mean, who's going to bring tuna?
Because it's different.
I
What's
don't
he
know how it
smuggling
is.
in that's not tuna?
Who knows?
Holy water.
I was wondering for a minute if it was some kind of metaphor and I was just missing it because I was like, what the hell is with the tuna?
I don't know. It smells fishy to me. I don't necessarily think it's smelling fishy because of Mido either.
Mm-hmm.
She's
enabling whatever's going on if there's
no,
something
she's
fishy
giving
going
off
on.
some vibes. I don't know. It's not adding up. The math ain't mathin'.
It's almost like a clueless vibe. It's like, yes, I hear what comes out of her mouth, but then at the same time, I feel like she's clueless. It's like bizarre to me.
The actions don't match the word.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sketched.
Yes.
But we also know it's probably the editing. I'm sure these are two very lovely people.
Well, maybe he's just going to use 90 Day Fiancé as his foothold into his acting career.
And shoot, Ashia can't get a visa for Maxwell because her best friend is also engaged to him. But this guy's trying to come over with an acting career, probably because of the country.
Maybe.
Get the holy water out. We're going to church. Shae and Anabell.
I don't know. I'm going to try and get through this part because it's just grossing me out.
Shae wants to make Annabelle feel special. So let's take you to a church to sleep in it.
That's been converted to an Airbnb or something.
And let her scrub you all over. We're going to scrub your butt. We're going to scrub your armpits. We're going to scrub the inside of your penis. Excuse me? What? What? Explain.
She's scrubbing him down. I mean, she is
What do you mean the inside of his penis? Because it smells.
I don't know. I just, I'm half between disgusted and half laughing at watching this scene because it's...
I follow this page on Reddit. It's like, what is it? And somebody posted this picture of these look like metal straws and they kept getting bigger and bigger. Somebody's like, oh yeah, you stick that inside your urethra for guys.
What?
So
why?
Is she putting something in his urethra? I don't know. She is getting the schmegma off of his nut.
Well, whatever the hell she's doing, dude, just let him do it, first of all. Don't... Ugh.
The cameraman is there. And she's sitting there rubbing in the bathtub, scrubbing him down. Like a baby, like a big old baby. But I didn't even touch my baby. I just, little bit of wipe.
And then when she's scrubbing down his penis, and then she takes that washcloth and she starts scrubbing his face, and I'm like, oh no, you did not just do that. You did not do that. Gross.
Dear God and everything that's holy, I really hope that that's the edit. I really hope that they show the front scrub and then they cut to a scene at the beginning where she was scrubbing his face. And then they cut to Shae and ITM saying, oh, I really like it. As soon as she's wiping his face. Editors, bravo. You did it. I don't know what you did, but you did it.
I just can't with this.
He's a big old baby.
It reminds me of those cartoons where they had a manufacturing line and they would just be flipping shit around and patting it down and putting powder on him. I'm just waiting for her to just stick a diaper on his ass when she pulls him out of the tub.
I mean, that might happen.
It could at this point with what we're seeing.
Then she's clipping his toenails and they're falling into the bathwater. She's going to kiss that face.
She's going to put her face down there.
Yeah. So I guess wiping it all over his face, it's just, schmegma spears on your face. And then just the fudge on top of the sundae, after she's wiping his ass, she starts talking about when he takes the poop and how she likes to try to toss him in the shower and spray his butt down. It's called a bidet. Bidet. Go on Amazon and get you a butt buddy. Y'all.
Yeah.
What has she found between his butt cheeks that has her doing this?
I don't know. Maybe it's dingleberries?
You know, when I was pregnant, I got this thing to help me wipe because I had trouble reaching.
Mm-hmm. Was it like a hand on a stick?
Yeah. It was like a little gripper. Get a bidet.
Get a bidet.
So Ashia and Ron are going to Love Immigration to discuss Maxwell's K1. Y'all heard it here first. What did I say last week? I was like, what about a K3?
Mm-hmm. You did?
Or reapplying for the K1. Where do I start with this? Asia's not going to take no for an answer. And I feel like we talk to people who have that same mentality when they come to talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
Also, at the end, the attorney tells her it's possible that even applying for the K3 or the K1 might not be approved. And she goes, that's not what I want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
He's not telling you what you want to hear. He's telling you what your options are under the law.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not always what people want to hear. But as attorneys, I'm not there to tell you what you want to hear. I'm there to
Sugarcoat
tell
it.
you how the law works.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some attorneys that will promise things that don't work out. So I really like this immigration attorney.
Mm-hmm.
He says you got two options. You got the K1, which would take about a year and a half. You have the K3, which would take 2 years. The thing about the K3, we talked about this last week. This is the marriage visa. This is where she goes to Africa, gets married, and then applies for her spouse to come in.
Mm.
It's faster to get the green card, for him to be able to start working, for him to establish that residency. So even though it's an extra 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
in the long run, it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
But she wants a get rich quick scheme. She doesn't want to invest here. Her time period is running. And as she tells the attorney when she goes in, God ordained this, just like,
It just seems like some more God is letting you know why this isn't going to work.
She was hoping that he would go into the IG, or the IJ, that immigration judge, and be like, you got to let him in. God ordained it.
Yeah.
That's my legal argument. And she's like, I've spent thousands of dollars on forms. It almost sounds like they tried to do this on their own. And the attorney's saying, look, let's walk through the process the right way. Let's not waste thousands of dollars and get it wrong in fees and everything. Spend a little extra money, get it right. Don't have to do it again.
Well, it also, too, it seems like she's under the belief that he didn't get it because her friend and his friend got theirs first, which doesn't make any sense. What was her reasoning with that?
I think Ron is going to address this later. Right now, what Ron is saying, because the attorney says 1 year, he says 2 years. First thing Ron says is, oh, she doesn't have to go over there and get married first. And he goes, no, that's not what I'm saying. He's like, so you're saying that what she should do? And the attorney stops him right there. He's like, I'm telling you what your options are under the law. I can't make that decision for you. That happens to us too. People are like, what would you do in my situation? I'm not in your situation. Like, how dedicated are you to living in this area? Are you thinking about moving one day? Or like with your house, is this like your forever home?
How in love are you with this car? Because they can't live without a car.
What's it like to have a job where you get a paycheck? Because I've always been self-employed. So I can't do that. I can't, like, what's your interest rate on your house? There's just so many things. You've got to decide what's best for you. And we're just there to give you the options. And these were the options I talked about. The thing is, God really wants this, but he also wants her to have kids, and she's
Her
thinking, how
ovaries
is
are
it gonna
tick-tocking.
work?
Yeah.
But she can have a kid at 40, like my next door neighbor did.
Well, no, these are the things that she's saying on the show.
Right.
Her ovaries ain't getting any younger.
And I get that.
Basically.
That's scary. That's scary. And it is not cheap to freeze eggs. It's not cheap to have kids either. But, you know, maybe these are signs
Ding, ding,
where
ding.
God is shaking you, saying, that's not what I meant. I'm trying to show you what I mean, but you just keep getting frustrated and trying to find another way. It's not what I want.
Timing is everything.
Because doesn't that seem like a sign that they not only reject his visa, but then they're like, no, you can't ever go to the U.S. And then she's like, fight for it. So they come back and they're like, okay, you can reapply. Great, we can reapply. Let's go to the immigration attorney. 1.5 to 2 years. Well, so like she like makes a little bit of progress and then goes back a few steps. Isn't that a sign?
It is. That's what I said earlier.
Katie.
Bless her heart.
So we meet all her friends at the bar. And she's made out with all of them. I have to say, Josh is the most attractive out of all these people.
True.
Josh is cute. And all of her friends, we start with this montage of all of them talking about how they made out with Katie. They made out, but Mark and somebody, remember the other guy, she's hooked up with both of them.
She banged him.
3 times.
Mhm.
I didn't know if she meant, like, at the same time or
I don't know if it was at the same time or over different times, each one of them. I don't know. But she's telling Josh all of this. So, I mean, he's like
Well,
just
it
finding
seems
it
like
out.
Josh knew this because she goes, "Are you still upset that I banged them?" Now, while she's having this conversation with Josh, her eyes look drunk.
She's
I think she's
definitely
got a
drunk.
drinking problem.
Yeah. Well, and I think the friends had mentioned, when she gets drunk, when she's drinking, she gets a little wild. Starts getting
Right.
crazy and things
The
like
friends
that.
mention that. They mention that she's crazy, she's wild. How are you gonna deal with her wildness? One of the guys that she slept with was like, "Yeah, I don't know how you can. Like, you're a better guy than me."
You're very forgiving.
It could be a red flag, but it also could be he has a better tolerance with stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, but he also
Um,
said, that his forgiveness wasn't unlimited and that
he
he's,
did, and that
she
she
doesn't.
needs to change. And she tells
Mhm.
her friends, "I told him that I would stop getting drunk and making out with other people." So instead, she gets drunk. She asks him if he's mad that she banged 2 of the dudes there a bunch of
Mhm.
times. And then she says, "I still have moments that I think about that intimacy. But then I remember, oh yeah, it didn't work out for a reason."
What the fuck?
Like, you're saying the quiet part out loud. I'm just gonna say, if you've had good sex, you might think about it sometimes, and you might think, "Oh, there's a reason that didn't work out." But yeah, don't say
Don't
that part
tell
out
people.
loud. But she loses her inhibitions when she is drinking,
Mm.
and she's now made this promise just to make out with Josh, so she just starts swallowing his face at the bar. One of her friends said, "I had to ban her tongue from my mouth." It's like, this does not feel like consent.
Mm-mm.
Josh has said he doesn't like PDA. This doesn't make him comfortable. And she's just like, "Yeah, I'm going to make out with you." Her friends are like, "I had to ban your tongue from my mouth." It
That's
doesn't sound like they were
aggressive.
down for this.
Yeah, that's aggressive. That's like invading people's spaces without their consent, the way it sounds, if you're gonna ban them.
Josh even said if we like ban the people that she's kissed as her friends, she would have 2 friends. Does she need from her friends to feel this intimacy too? Like, it makes me wonder what her family relationships are like.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier when I said I thought it was a red flag that she associates feeling needed, wanted, and loved with sex and making out with people.
I really like Catie.
I do too.
I really
but
like Josh. I really don't like Catie and Josh together.
agree.
Catie should be with Shae,
Yes. Yes.
or Debbie could be with Shae.
Mm-hmm.
Debbie like has a little bit of a wild side.
Debbie's friend should be with Catie. They
Yes.
should be hanging out
Catie
together.
should be with Shae.
Yes.
So maybe they all end up on the single life and that
Mhm.
becomes our future. We end with Debbie and Mido. Mido, his plane is supposed to be taking off in the next 24 hours, but
Mhm.
he's gone AWOL. Debbie is crying. She's worried. She says that he needs his time to himself sometimes. You know what? These people also are in completely different sides of the world, time zones, everything.
Well, I mean, I don't understand when you don't even live in the same country why you need days of not communicating and time to yourself. Like, what?
I
I
lived
mean,
in the
seriously.
same state as Rob, and we lived maybe 3 hours away. We would go like a week without talking.
Yeah,
People
so
have
I don't.
stuff going on.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't understand what the big deal is.
I don't get what the big deal is either that he's asking for 2 more weeks because his dad is very sick. They're running a bunch of tests on him. The doctor will
Mhm.
be there next week. He'll learn more about his dad's prognosis.
Mhm.
Once he gets over here on this 90-day visa, if that doctor comes next week and is like, "Your dad is dying," he
Mhm.
can't just hop on a plane and go back without screwing up your application.
Mhm. Although I have to say, I didn't care for the way he was talking to her.
I am sure he is stressed beyond belief because
Um,
you saw the reaction. She's like, "Well, should I look for a plane for you in 2 weeks?" He's like, "Can you do that?" And she goes, "I don't know." Like, she's not being supportive at all. She is guilt tripping him, and he just wants to know what's going on with his dad before he leaves
Mhm.
and can't go back and ever see his dad again, potentially if it's bad news. He can't just hop on a plane. Once he gets there, he can't go back and see dad. If dad is terminal, that's it. It becomes either you or dad, and
Dad's
he
probably
has
gonna
to
win.
choose.
Yep, Dad's
Well,
probably
you think
gonna win.
Dad's going to win? Or he's going to resent her for the rest of her life?
Exactly.
Because
Well, I would go to my dad. No questions.
but Dad's
I'm
going to
going
be
to my
dead. This is the person you want to spend your life with.
If they couldn't understand that, then I wouldn't want to be with them in the first place.
And that's why the way he was talking to her, I would be frustrated with Debbie too. Chill the freak out, Debbie. I didn't like it. Like, it takes 1.5 years is what we were talking with the immigration process with Maxwell.
Right.
So it's going to be a situation where it's like I get to go be with my dad when he dies and like me. Anyway, she doesn't care about him in this moment. She's
all about how she feels.
right. She cares more about her insecurities.
I don't think this is ever going to happen if he doesn't get on the plane.
You know what? I've got a bad feeling seeing this part at the end. Bad feeling. That's it. That's it for this week. Let's get this thing edited, get it out to the channel surfers. It's late afternoon. We're sorry it's late. We will be back on Friday with Southern Hospitality, and we'll see you then. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.
That's right.
Tune